You are now tuned in to the New Old Heads podcast, brought to you by BringingDownTheBand.com. No bad ideas, Coleman Dental and Printfinity. I am Major 7th. I make beats and I have the t-shirts to prove it. And to my left, as always, is the one and only Lonegevity.
Hello.
What's going on, sir?
It's going.
Good. To my left, making beats on his legs, my homie, DJ Jay Diff.
Salutations.
What's going on, brother?
I'm just chilling in the cut. You know?
Okay. You all right?
I'm great.
Good.
Cool.
How's business?
It's business. Yeah, it's cool.
Okay.
It's good.
So what's up? Can I go over there now?
It's cool.
Very well played. And to my right, as always, the incomparable DJ Spoolz.
Hello, Michael.
How are you, sir?
Doing all right, man. How are you?
Doing pretty good. It's a crisp Notre Dame hat that you have on.
Thank
there,
you, sir. Thanks, man.
I know you rep hard, so.
Go Irish.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I believe this is episode numero 44. You see my Spanglish. 44. So, I'm trying to think.
It's the Obama episode.
Daryl Strawberry.
I like that. I like the Obama episode.
Daryl Strawberry. When he 44.
I like the Obama episode.
Not sure.
You got anything
He was
on?
a troubled athlete.
He was a troubled athlete.
You know,
indeed.
Daryl Strawberry was cold. But
he liked to party, man.
He was also out there in them streets
He liked to party.
a lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, Obama?
Yeah, I like it.
That's fine.
No, that's fine. Is not good enough. Obama?
That's fine.
Oof.
We go through this
Oof.
every week. So I guess it'll be Obama.
This is the Barry episode.
That's fine.
Barry?
Barrio.
Yeah,
It could be
Obama.
Daryl Strawberry
Barry.
and Barry Rock Obama.
Nah,
The Barry.
the Barry.
So I guess this will
Anyhow.
be the Obama episode.
Yeah.
Episode 44. We are the New Old Heads. Yeah, so let's go ahead and let's jump right into. Obviously, this has been on the news a lot. The hurricane that hit Houston, the Houston area. I had a couple friends. I actually have a couple ex-coworkers that I used to work with in Chicago that live in Houston, as well as one of my cousins. He lives down in Texas. I hit him up. He said he's okay. He was a little bit outside of that area. It's just devastating when you take a look at the actual photos. Like, I guess the photo that I saw the most, Lone had a live feed of the actual hurricane itself that was on Facebook. But the photo of the airport is what really
I don't think that's for real.
You don't think that's real? Is that fake? Am I doing fake news?
I don't know.
Some of those pictures weren't true. Like they showed
Okay.
Joel Osteen's church being flooded, which was fake news.
It really was not flooded.
It was not flooded
Okay.
at all.
Okay.
It's
maybe I'm
actually
doing-
open to the public now for people to come in.
There were a lot of instances where
That's good.
Yeah, that
Finally,
is good. Yeah. There are a lot of instances where you see like CNN reporters or whomever with families that are walking out of their home.
Yeah.
And you can see the waters. It almost gives you that. The aerial view, there's a picture, gives you a Katrina feel. Like there's
Definitely.
water everywhere. Like
Yeah.
it's eerily, it's very similar to Katrina. Like when you look at the wide angle, right? Like there's nothing but water everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you the feel of the levee breaking. So when I saw a lot of those families walking out of their homes and talking about some of the stuff that they lost and they're going to have to rebuild and everything, it's just sad when you think about that much devastation just by nature.
And just think about the difference. So I'm not sure of the casualty total
Right.
on this particular hurricane. Last I heard it was like 5 or so.
So
I
far.
think I saw 8.
8?
Okay.
Okay.
As far as
So-
people who have actually lost their life.
Mm-hmm. Now this is Houston, Texas isn't like a bowl like New Orleans is. So imagine if it's that flooded in a state or city where it's flat, even plain, it's not below sea level. Imagine the effect that it had on New Orleans, which is below sea level.
Wow.
You know, so
Yeah. I didn't even think about it like that.
Mhm.
That's a very good observation.
yeah.
Yeah,
A lot
that's
of people
crazy.
are displaced there. It's just, I mean, natural disaster is nothing you can't really be prepared for that.
Do any of you guys have Any friends, well not ex, but like former people that you know at college, any family members, anything in that area? Any
My
of you
dad
guys?
lives there.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
Okay. How what's his situation?
I don't know.
Okay.
No, I'm
Well.
kidding. He's all right.
I mean, you
No,
never
yeah,
know.
he's all right. I saw a post from my aunt. I haven't talked to him, but my aunt posted that he called her.
And
So,
everything was cool.
yeah.
That's what's up. Spoolz, you know anybody down that way or not
No,
really?
my buddy Andy's folks live in Galveston.
Okay.
So, but I think they're fine. So
Good. That
I was actually, so this is kind of wild. It was not anything like the size of Harvey or Katrina, but I was actually in a hurricane once
really.
in Florida in like 2005, maybe.
What
Maybe
was that
something like
like?
What's that experience like?
It was, we didn't do anything really. I mean, it was maybe 80, 90, potentially up to maybe 100-mile-an-hour winds. So it was like a very lower grade hurricane, Hurricane Gene. We just hung out, man.
Really?
It was a Sunday. We went to my uncle's place to watch the Bears until the power went out because we knew inevitably the power was going to go out.
Right.
And when it did, we just hung out and played cards and drank beer.
Light candles.
So for for 6 hours, the wind blows one way and it just rains really hard, and the wind blows really hard for 6 hours one way.
Right.
And then like the eye came over and it was super calm. You walk outside, and then as the backside came through or whatever, the wind for 6 hours it was raining and the wind was blowing the other direction.
Wow.
It was wild.
That's crazy.
And then it just drizzled for the next 12 hours after that.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed 8 to 12 hours.
You know, those clouds catching up.
Yeah, we were still able to fly out the next day. So obviously
really?
it
You
wasn't
guys
that.
are lucky, man. It
Yeah.
wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was weird. Definitely drove around with my cousins like after, just around some neighborhoods close to where they lived, and like saw massive trees uprooted. And
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, it's interesting.
That's
But now I feel for the folks in Houston, man, and it seems like people are trying to help, or helping out. So took Joel a while.
Man.
That's an interesting perspective.
That's the old. I think that isn't that where the Rockets used to play.
The Summit is what it used to be called, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Some professional team used to play some sport there.
Yeah.
Mm.
Houston.
That's
The
how big
Rockets
this
used to play
place is.
there.
The
Yeah.
Rockets did. Okay.
Yeah.
So that place has to hold
Lots
Six-
of
anywhere
people.
between 15 and 25,000
I believe
people, maybe?
the capacity was anywhere it was around higher 16s to 17,000.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
But hey,
did you guys did you look into it, or in terms of the actual reaction or lack thereof? Because what I saw was he pretty much was like, hey, my wife and I were praying for Houston, all of our friends that are in the Houston area, but the church pretty much won't be accessible due to flood damage. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense if you really technically can't get into the building. To Terry's point we talked about earlier, there's always going to be photos that could be photoshopped and stuff that goes around. But to me, I'm thinking like if it is accessible, you just got to open it up. It's like the Superdome in New Orleans. It's like they say the situation was pretty bad in there in terms of obviously the plumbing not working and stuff like that, but it still got people out of that situation. They say Osteen posted later that they were going to open up the church once all the homeless shelters.
Well,
and
Twitter
stuff.
made them have to say that.
Oh, okay. So
Because,
of course,
they was on his head.
I know everybody was getting at him. I did see that, but did he not say that it was after all the shelters were full, then we would open it up?
Well, at first it was being said that it would have flooded, like it was posted on his site.
The
and
church
everything.
itself, right?
Excuse me. And then later, after, like, some people actually went to the church
To physically see.
and was like physically walking around with cameras, like, yeah, there's no water in there, it's dry.
right.
One guy even went down into the parking garage, which goes under the ground.
No water.
No water. But it's funny because, some people, and this is the thing about certain individuals in religion, they follow the preacher rather than following the word. So they're going off of, well, he said that it's flooded, so it has to be flooded. Like, people are showing you is not flooded. What don't you understand? Well, I'm showing these pictures here. Well, dude is walking around the church. Well, that's the other side of the church. Okay. Really?
Right.
It's like it's
the other side of the
it just shows people
17,000 person.
yeah,
Right.
it's just funny how people show their true colors, and you should if you're religious, you're not supposed to follow the man that's teaching you the word. You're supposed to follow the word itself. But they put the preacher and everybody up on this high pedestal, and as you see from this example, he pretty much just lied to you, and Twitter just went in on him, made them have to open the doors in order to get these people evacuated and somewhere safe.
What I didn't agree with was the notion that the homeless, and like I said, if this is wrong, I stand corrected, but the whole homeless shelters having to be full first before then I guess we can finally open the church doors up. It's like, nah, if you have an arena that holds almost damn near 17,000 people, that is accessible. You open that.
It shouldn't matter if
It
things
shouldn't
are
matter
full or
what's
not.
full. Exactly. You
Especially
open that.
if it's supposed to be the house of the Lord.
You open that.
It's supposed to be open.
What's the argument? Maybe they don't have the resources in the sense of.
No, he probably just didn't want a whole bunch of people in there.
I'm not talking about from them. I mean, what? Yeah, I mean, obviously, but I mean, what's the argument? As the why would all the homeless shelters have to be full first?
That's
Right,
that's my point. That
You know,
doesn't make sense to me.
I mean, or does it? I mean, I guess that's my question.
No,
You have staff that work at it. Maybe they get food there or something. Maybe they won't have food at the other place or something.
Even
I mean, I don't
if
know.
that's the case, you could still bring people there, and then with the place being accessible, gradually bring that type of stuff into it as well.
Yeah.
Because the
Right.
goal is to get people out of that,
Mhm.
right? And then we can work on bringing the people in and the staff, et cetera, especially if it still has power or whatever, even if it doesn't.
I mean, because it can hold so many people.
Exactly.
That's the whole point.
That's the whole point.
We can get all of these people in here together,
Right.
and then we can kind of go from there. They have shelter. They're not out in the element.
That's it. Yeah,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
it.
So
Because if you think about it, if you reflect and go back to Katrina, like the Superdome saved a lot of people's lives just for the simple fact that they got them out of their neighborhoods and they had actual shelter. Now, like I said earlier, the living circumstances and the health in terms of a lot of the stuff that was going on there, that's one thing. But being in that water and just staying there versus being in the Superdome trying to figure out what's going on, you got to think that aided hundreds, like thousands of people.
No, I don't disagree with that. I just, if we have a whole bunch of homeless shelters and that's what I guess that's not even really what they're for anyways.
Oh, I see. In terms of what their
Yeah.
argument was.
Yeah, I
see
mean,
what
I
you're saying.
guess I can understand where they're
Yeah,
trying to come from.
right. I don't. In my opinion, I don't
It's
see
a
it.
private establishment of the Lord.
private.
I don't see it. Like I don't see. I can't justify that argument. Like,
Can't
to
sit
me,
here.
doesn't make sense. Spoolz, you got anything?
No, man. It's I just hope things get back to normal for folks as soon as possible
Pretty much,
down in
man.
Houston, man.
Yeah, shout out to everybody I know in Houston that, from what I've seen on Facebook, they're all safe. But it's just unfortunate that a lot of people are losing a lot of things as far as like their homes and belongings, and a lot of people are going to have to start all over.
Yeah, and the thing about it is we are, I guess, somewhat in terms of hurricanes versus tornadoes or whatever. When you're in the Midwest or the area that we've all grown up in, it's kind of like you might see a tornado come by or something like that, but that's a whole different level of devastation when you talk about being that close to water, that magnitude. Like I can't imagine. I can't relate. Like what Spoolz said when he was in Florida was new to me. I don't even know how to picture that because I've never been involved in that.
Like water taking over all
Yeah.
the beach.
Yeah,
Like there's no.
that's crazy to me. So
Water destroys
clearly,
and gives life.
we see what you did there. That was pretty good.
It's unfortunate, but so how much longer is this? Is it? I mean, obviously, we just watched the live feed of it.
Right.
So
See,
Probably by the time this airs, I assume that all that would be over with.
yeah, like it hopefully it is, so that way they can start obviously phase 2, which is just, trying to figure out where they go from here. Like Terry said, if people damn near have to start, can you imagine having to start all over? And being uprooted from whatever your current situation is. So I guess they'd have to start that phase 2, which is like, all right, so what do we do now? Is there relief that's going to come in? We all know the story about the relief in New Orleans.
Yeah, is New Orleans even all the way put back together from that?
I went to New Orleans to the 9th Ward. I did a bike tour. So I got a chance to see what they call the Brad Pitt homes, the ones that he put the bread up to put up. And I took a bike tour. There were still, and this was probably about 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. So there are new homes that they built in that area that they're upright. Everything is lifted up, like even
on stilts.
Yeah, like even before you go into the crib, you have to walk up the stairs to get everything's 5-6 feet off the ground, 7-8 feet off the ground. But there are still homes that you could drive. Like you can go through the bike tour, you can still see homes that were there. Like they have spray paint on it. They got spray paint on them with the X and the number of bodies that was in there. Like it was crazy to see that because some of those houses are still up. You can still see some of the houses that are damaged. And how long ago was Katrina?
That was in 05, 06.
It's been at least 10 years.
Right.
It's definitely been at least 10 years.
So you think, to Lone's point, when you think about devastation, like that had happened that long ago, and there were you could still see homes and houses that still had actual markings on them and that were not changed. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, there's people that live here now because they were displaced from Katrina. And they just decided to stay here. I mean, people left New Orleans and like created lives other places.
Right.
Because they didn't have a choice really, because where they were from, it was completely destroyed.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's heavy. That's heavy.
It's actually a local business owner, I think, the guy that owns 𝗡𝗲𝗄.
Oh, okay.
On the east side. I think the reason why he's here is because of Katrina.
Wow.
And he kind of just, started life, started over here.
Yeah, props to him.
So you had a post about good places to donate to?
To donate, yeah.
Did you get some good responses to that?
Let me take a look at that. I know they're actually doing some at Coach's where you can actually go and donate some funds today. Well,
but that's Tuesday.
Tuesday, yeah. So let me see. What do you got here? I was told not to donate to the Red Cross, that that they don't share all of the funds with where they need to go. So I did see that.
Yes, I saw mention on tweeting about that. I think it was last night. He had already started to look and do some research. So
let me see. Okay, so you see South Shore Christian Church.
Okay.
Was mentioned. Another place called Zervita Ministries. Shelby Giving. Houston alumni of Kappa Alpha Psi. Let's see. One more on here. Houston mayor establishes Hurricane Harvey Relief Fund. And there's also one JJ Watt is doing as well.
Shout out to JJ Watt.
So those are a few of them that were listed to donate to in Houston that will use that money for the greater good of the people.
Right on.
Nice.
Houston Pets Alive is another one.
Yeah, I've seen that one as well. There's a lot of pets. There was actually people that left their dogs and stuff chained up in the backyard.
Really?
Like, what type of people do that?
That's messed up, man.
Yeah.
I'm a big pet person too.
Bread of Life Incorporated.
Don't do that.
As well.
That's a good thing, Mike.
Don't do that.
You're not happy about that?
No, because yours is rooted in evil.
No.
Comment.
Not at all.
It is, man.
Not
Rooted
at all.
in evil. It's a strong thing to say.
Spoolz is rooted in evil. Yeah.
Evil.
But that's what's up. Appreciate y'all reading those locations, man. So hopefully they can, draw up as much money as possible, because I'm sure it's gonna take a long time for them to get back to where they were. So shout out to everybody down in that area. Moving on, we all got a chance to get together this weekend. A couple things were going on, but we also got a chance to do something that we had not done before.
It's true.
Together, and we did the new old heads on golf.
That's right.
Had a little putt action.
Yeah. So I'm gonna throw it over to Spoolz, because Spoolz kind of curated this one and got us all together.
Yeah.
But I'd say it went rather well.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. It was a good time. There's some pictures out there on the interwebs of said golf.
Yeah.
It was fun, man. I enjoy golf.
Yes.
Sean got some good pictures and hung out and drove the cart around really close up behind our cart every single time.
Shout out to
Ate some
Longevity blowing the transmission on
Yeah.
I
one
thought
of the
that
golf
was
cars.
that was Spoolz.
I had to
right?
dodge it.
Yeah, I thought we were the ones that blew the transmission.
Well, he blew one when we weren't close to y'all.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Well,
Mike was really the governor of all the golf carts, basically.
Yeah,
He
Spool
really had the course's best interest in mind.
Yeah, Spoolz definitely blew the transmission out on the golf cart that they had. I think that was hole 16.
No.
He blew the trans out.
Mm-mm.
No,
Everything was fine.
but Lone actually was driving quite well. But the thing about Longevity with the cart is he wants to do this like on tight bridges and stuff. Like if it's just open and we're going across the fair, whatever, it's cool. But as soon as there's something where there's a creek or there's uphill or there's a bridge, then we start seeing this.
I just whip it because it's what I do.
Yeah, it was a very unsafe atmosphere.
You felt unsafe, but
Were
it
you
wasn't.
scared?
It wasn't
Very scared.
Wasn't an unsafe atmosphere. You just felt unsafe.
No, it was very unsafe.
There was one hill there though. If you took that hill wrong,
Yeah,
you might have wiped out and caused some damage. Me and Spoolz actually had this conversation.
Yeah. If I would not have gone down
it could have
the
got
path,
ugly.
if I would have stayed on the fairway and just
Yeah.
gone down, it would have been bad news.
Yeah,
Real bad news.
This would have been a different show. We probably might have had neck braces
on and all
everything
that.
on. Yeah.
It was
yeah.
no, man, it was a good
it was
time.
good. Yeah,
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
Spool-
fun.
Spoolz can play, y'all. He's got a
Really.
he's got a nice fade off the tee.
On a good day.
On a good
On a good
which
hole.
was Saturday. He's got a
Sunday.
good or Sunday. He's got a good fade. He's got a good fade off the tee, and he let me use his driver as well. So we're buddies now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
That's
fun,
good.
man.
Chums. You're
Yeah.
chums now.
Terrence had the Terrence. Let me tell y'all. We'll tell you about DJ Jay Diff. He had the full. I'm talking about the full golf attire.
Yep.
Yeah,
He
I
had-
can dress the part. man.
Yeah. He had the microfiber $50-ish
Nah,
Under
it
Armour
wasn't. I
polo.
got that
Under Armour
from-
polo. Let me
it
cook.
was from
Let me cook
Marshalls.
though. Let me cook though.
It was from
Let me
Marshalls.
cook
That
though.
automatically
Let me
tells
cook
you.
though. Let me
Yeah.
cook though. Let me cook though.
Go ahead.
He had the $50 Under Armour
It's inaccurate.
microfiber joint. It was gray. He had the khaki / microfiber shorts, probably about retail, probably about $150.
Nah.
And the
They were some ill shorts. Though.
They were
I
ill,
told him
right?
that, yeah.
And he had a pair of Adidas. I'd say retail $75 to $150. And
That's a nice range right
Yeah,
there.
about
75 to 150.
roughly
Like anywhere
70
between $10 and
Yeah.
$500.
yeah, roughly
it could have been either one pair or two pair.
yeah, roughly 75 to probably $175 retail,
Yeah.
give or take.
Okay.
And he had some Adidas socks on as well.
No, I didn't.
The belt had, it was like a sports belt, but it had like a big ass like buckle that had Adidas on it.
Nah.
He's just making that shit up.
Yeah.
He
False
definitely
news.
he definitely dressed the part though.
Nah, man.
But no, Lone was pretty much just trolling and taking videos throughout the course of the 18. He did take a couple shots though. We ain't gonna talk about those, but he did take a couple shots on 18.
He did.
Yeah. So
He did.
Yeah, your game wasn't too bad though. You hit very straight.
That's the goal.
Even
man.
when you topped the ball, it went straight.
yeah.
That's like a marvel. I've never seen anybody top a ball and it still gets off the ground and goes straight.
Yeah.
Decent. Yeah.
You know, I try to tell them out there, I can finagle my way around the golf course from time to time, but
Yeah.
Good holes, man.
they don't believe me. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
I learned
Spoolz will vouch for me though.
Yeah. It was a
Yeah.
good time.
This good guy's got game.
Yeah. So we
Terry's
are
got game.
Terry's got game.
Yeah. It was
Long-
my first time playing this year.
Lone will record it, and we're gonna go ahead and throw that challenge out to anybody. I guess what will we say, Spoolz? The Indianapolis hip hop scene. We just gonna keep it there.
Sure.
That wants that smoke on the golf course. Y'all come out and see us. You know what I'm saying? We about that action on the golf course. So anybody that raps, produces, sings, you can paint, art, whatever.
Beatbox, whatever.
Beatbox. Yeah, if you want any of that, if y'all want that smoke on the golf course, go to bringingdowntheband.com, leave a comment saying that you want that smoke. And
let's make this an annual thing.
yeah, if y'all want that smoke, go to the website
Yeah.
and just find any post that you want and just post we want that smoke.
We'll get the notification.
We'll find it. You can find me on Facebook. Y'all know where I'm at. Find Spoolz, Longevity, DJ Jay Diff. It's just any comment. We want that smoke. We'll take care of the rest.
Yeah, because
So-
I think we're gonna do this at least a few more times before.
Oh yeah, this
It gets
is
cold.
Yeah, man, for sure.
It's going down.
NOH golf.
NOH golf, Metronome too. If you want some of that smoke on the golf, because I ain't forgot about you. And I saw him at Chreece, which we're going to. But now every time I see Metronome, he's like,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? So
He hit
Fade
you with the
yeah,
fade.
he hit me with a fade. As soon as I saw him, I was like, "What up, bro?" He was like,
Awesome, dude.
"Yeah." So
That's
shout out to my homie Metronome, man. That's my guy.
He ate your lunch.
He did.
B.
I have no complaints. There's nothing I can say. I can't defer that one because y'all saw it. So there's no deferment.
Oh, you already
King.
deferred it earlier.
Well, I mean, it was.
I've just been on my feet all day long and just been talking all day.
Yeah.
Is that what I sounded like?
Kind of. A little bit. Not completely. But
Whatever, man. Whatever, man. Speaking
Yeah.
of
I mean-
trees, I'm sorry.
I'm done now.
Okay.
Okay.
You done making fun of me?
Not for the episode, but for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for telling them.
Mhm.
Well,
yeah, of course.
speaking of trees, we did
Please.
trees.
Cheers and peace.
We did trees. Cut Camp was in the building. DJ Jay Diff had a dope set on the Plaza stage.
Yeah.
DJ J Diff also had a dope set as the DJ for Cut Camp.
Thank you. I didn't know I was in Cut
I
Camp.
see you, Spoolz. That is you made a very quick adjustment from episode to episode.
Yeah.
That's what's up right there.
Even though we had controller issues, but yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Aside
Yeah, I
from
mean,
that.
we still. Nobody knows. We know, but
we
nobody
know
knows.
they don't know, but
But you don't know.
I don't know how to take where did Carlo at? I had to take my man to the crib. He was he had a good time at Chreece.
Yeah, he was off the wine industry. Inside joke.
He had a good time though. But Chreece was very, very dope. I saw or heard rumblings of a lot of people that for whatever reason were frustrated or mad about Chreece or this and that about Chreece. and
Nah,
blah, blah.
it's just people that weren't on it.
Oh, is that who it was? Okay. Well, the people that weren't on it were for some reason mad this year that they weren't on it. I highly doubt that those people were as frustrated for the last two. Maybe it was popping this year. But
No, it actually is a kind of going thing, and
it's people are mad every year?
man, there's always something everybody's mad about. Like
Okay.
when we were doing a wrap up, we took a year off from doing the wrap up because it becomes asinine and annoying
Okay.
when people expect you to include everybody. It's not possible.
All right,
Facts.
and a little history. We when Terry says the wrap up, it was a year-end wrap up
Yes.
where we compiled all the artists that have put out music the year before,
We being bringing down
the band,
Right.
and we would put, people could go on there and vote,
Right.
and choose their favorites, and we would have throw in our 2 cents on top of it as well. But anyways, I just wanted to clarify that. So,
I mean, there will be people that would be hurt over it, and there would be some people that would get a lot of votes that weren't really that great.
yeah,
honestly,
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, anybody can have a bunch of friends that can vote for them.
Facts.
But I mean, that's just a popular vote.
Right.
That's not necessarily the accumulation of
Realness.
the popularity of your music and the greatness of your music or lack thereof. You know, so it becomes a headache having to deal with all of those egos focusing on that one thing. So with Chreece, I think this year may have been the most well received. I know we've covered it for the past 3 years. This year, I think Hot 96 got involved.
Yes.
Boom. Said a boom.
Boom 102.9 got involved as well. The Star covered it.
Yeah.
Andrew Barber came down and did a G note at the Hi-Fi
Yeah.
Shout out
or
to
whatnot.
shout out to the homie.
Mm-hmm. So
And to the point of him coming down, I was disappointed in one thing.
what's that?
I was disappointed in the fact that I did not see that many artists in his panel. And the reason I say that is I saw Diop. I saw Diop there. There were a couple other artists there, but I'm talking about people that I'm familiar with, like that I know fairly well. So Diop was there, and he's locked in. Like, he's really trying to soak up a lot of the jewels, because Andrew Barber is someone that has done enough to be able to make somebody sit down and listen to what he has to say. Like, he's accomplished enough to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And Diop there was no ego. He was like, hey, man, I know, like, I want to hear this guy speak. Like, tell me about him. Do you know him? Blah, blah, blah. And we got to talking about that. And he's like, yo, man, I'm excited to hear what he has to say. And Jones, etc. I didn't see a lot of artists in there soaking up and taking those jewels about how to present your music, presentation, how important that is, follow-up, email, how the game has changed, what's popular now versus what it was 10 years ago, how things are presented now, how you submit music now, how it's reviewed, streaming, etc. Just a wealth of knowledge.
I heard the opposite. I heard there were a lot of people in there.
I didn't see that many.
I couldn't go because I was running that stage.
I didn't
but
see
had to
that
get
many
back
artists
too.
that I like I said. So you have to exclude me in terms of people that I knew. Now, I met a couple new people that I didn't know that were there. So perhaps there were more artists there that I didn't know. But it was just dope, man. Like, he dropped a lot of knowledge that I think that's very, very useful for today's artist. If you're today's producer, if you're today's artist, and you really want to see how you can progress and grow, those are the type of people that you want to bump elbows with and talk to, right?
Absolutely.
A lot of that has to do with I think a lot of people today lack direction. They don't want anybody to put them on. They feel like they know everything.
Oh yeah, I agree.
So that may be one of the qualms or reason why you didn't see people you knew. When I was there, I did see the people I thought that I would see.
Okay.
Going to that though.
Okay.
You know, so I think some people
I think Draco was there.
some artists that took home some knowledge.
Yeah.
Some key things to do and to further their career. And there's some things that we try to do too on Bringing Out a Band to kind of drop jewels here and there. Like, we have the Be a Better Artist segment that kind of guides and gives you kind of like, you know, a platform outline on what to do as far as being able to be and gain exposure out here on the blogs and in your music career. So
Yeah.
Spoolz, I want to throw it to you. He talked about Jay Diff talked about artists quote unquote knowing everything, right? Why do you think, and this is kind of a little bit off trees, but it kind of ties in, why do you think the artists that are hip-hop based, producers, rappers, etc., why do you think the novice is the one that always thinks they know everything? Why is it just rap? Like, maybe that's rock and roll.
I don't think it's just rap. It's
okay,
just,
maybe it's not just
that's
rap.
what we're familiar with because that's what we're around.
Okay.
So we can't really speak for what happens in other genres as far as this is concerned.
Spoolz, what do you think about the novice knowing everything?
I think that's always been present to some degree. I think just before we've probably ever been making music, you know. But everything's easier to do now than it used to be. I mean, I was listening to, I think it was Redman talking about this, but because they were talking about diss records back in the day, and
actual diss records.
yeah, like people making disses back and forth and actually getting it on the radio. Like the process to do that,
right,
20 years ago, was really long.
Right
now, I mean, it's the I'm not going to say the culture has changed, 'cause I think the true culture of hip hop has stayed, at least the way I see it, like pretty, solid. It might not be as represented commercially
right,
as it used to be, but I mean, it's definitely, there's still plenty of heads out there, man. So, but yeah, man, I'd say it's always present, but because of that, because it's so easy to do, I think maybe if there are more people like that nowadays, it's because of that.
The
I'm on
accessibility.
YouTube.
Okay.
I got
yeah.
XYZ, or
yeah,
blah 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 number of views on my video. What can you tell me?
right.
Well, a lot, but and then you can go even further with that and say, because it's not just young people.
It's not.
Nah, it's not.
I'm not. It has nothing to do with age. Like
Yeah.
this, in this culture, it has nothing to do with age. There are people that have, that might be our age group that still have the same approach that haven't done. You know what I'm saying? We've had this conversation before. We've been around that situation before alone in terms of just being around the artists that just swear they know everything.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And haven't even put in the work or the time or the effort or even the attention to the craft to be able to tell someone like yourself. Like there's not a lot of people that can just walk around and say, I'm going to tell Longevity about how to make beats and how to run a website and how to do this and that. I'm like, nah, you can't just come up to these people and say these types of things. And I'm not wrong when I say that, because I know how I approach people that know more than I do.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a lost art now. So when I hear people complaining about, why didn't I get selected to this, or why didn't I get selected to that, or I know more than this and that, it's like, you might not know as much as you think you do.
Right. And
Is
you
that fair to say?
Absolutely don't, most likely.
Right.
Yeah, I think a lot of, especially when we talk about artists that didn't get selected,
Right.
like most of the times it's not personal.
Right.
I'd say pretty much all the time. I'm sure it's not,
Yeah,
right?
well,
I'm sure there's
don't-
a couple.
I'm sure there are a couple times where people are just like, you know what, this artist is going to bring the wrong type of crowd.
What's the percentage you probably say? 90%?
I would say the artists that they don't select like that,
Right.
probably low.
Low. Okay.
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 I mean, like if you throw a show and a brawl breaks out, you're probably not going to get booked if you threw that show or you were a part of it. You
That's
know what
fair.
I mean?
That's fair.
Or something like that, which something like that happened recently in Indianapolis.
There
So
are actually a lot of younger artists, not just in indie, but nationwide, that I was reading a couple articles that are having an issue being booked
For that reason?
for that exact reason. Yeah.
everybody wants to rage, and venues are like, okay,
Yeah.
no.
I heard that the NBA young boy that he actually has been telling people at these venues to fight and do stuff.
That's
guess. I
corny.
don't
That's
know.
corny to me,
But
though,
that's,
man. That's
like,
corny to me.
So there's two sides of it. One, sure, the kids are like, yeah, that's cool, right? But then that's where the knowledge comes from. That's where sitting into something where Barber's talking,
Right.
where he says, well, he's going to drop some gems on you. Look, if you want to get booked at a venue like this and you have a history, and people know you for doing these things,
Right.
if the venue looks you up or the person booking looks you up, they're gonna weigh the options. They're gonna say, well, this person brings this clientele,
Right.
or this person, and that could go multiple ways as well when I
It
say
could.
clientele.
It
But
could.
Mhm.
they are going to invoke this type of stuff.
Right.
This is who they represent. How do they, like who you are, and all these things matter as an artist. You can just float by free and do it like that if you want, but you have to be knowledgeable of those things. You have to understand these things. That's just a small piece of it, I guess. But
Sure.
Overall, I think it was a very dope event, though.
As do I.
Oh yeah, man! I had
Yeah.
a blast
As do I.
every year.
Yeah.
yeah, screw all that negative stuff. I think it was a great event for the third year in a row. It was
Yep.
greatly positive. I had a good time seeing a ton of people that I've ran into a lot of people that I don't
Yes.
get to see on a regular basis.
Right.
So, it was good to see that and see everybody enjoying themselves. I didn't see any type of negative energy really at all.
Nor did I.
You know,
Nor
like,
did I. Yeah.
So, yeah, it was great. It was a great event, you know, and we had the plaza bringing down the band and 𝐷𝐿ECADEMICS, and it was grooving. We had everybody grooving all day. So that's I speak on that. I speak on that because that's pretty much where I was all day. I only got to see like one song from 3 other acts, but
yeah, I think I might have seen only people I seen Saturday.
We walked over and saw Diop and Mad Dog.
Diop and Mad Dog.
Yep.
Caught them at the end. That was good. Sunny Paradise backed by what was the band?
He was
no, I just saw that today and I don't remember.
He was at
he was at Square Cat Vinyl, but the band
there was a band that was I can't call the name.
I apologize.
Yeah.
But they were really dope. They got down. I
Sonny
was pretty much on the in Fountain Square Plaza all day as well.
Right.
Everybody there did a really good job. Shout out to the 𝐷𝐿ECADEMICS DJs and the producers. I mean, everybody had a good time. Like, it seemed like everybody was having fun.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a forced interaction or anything. Everybody was genuinely having fun out there.
It felt like the plaza was kind of like you had your section down by the White Rabbit where, you know, you had artists check in or if you purchased tickets or whatever. They had some merch that was down there that was dope.
Yeah.
I need one of them Chreece t-shirts too.
Mm-hmm.
I want a poster, man.
Definitely one of the posters. But it felt like the Fountain Square, not the square, but the plaza. It felt like that stage was almost like the hub. It was kind of like people were in and out of that all day.
Yeah,
like I saw people leave and come back. Yeah. I saw little kids. I was blown away. I got a chance when I was doing my beat set. I got a chance to actually pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you see people that I've never met in my life, just out there kind of dancing and grooving, you see little kids walking around. They were doing it on his set, your set. It was just a good atmosphere to see that. I saw people pop up that came out for a second, and then they would go to another event, check somebody else up, out,
and come
I'll
right
look
back.
up, they're right back out there at the plaza stage. You know what I mean? Like it felt like it was kind of like the hub for the whole event. You know what I'm saying?
Like I saw Oreo. He made a post and he said he essentially called it the heartbeat.
Yeah,
and it's kind of really what it is. It's where everybody goes because it's like you said, it's the all ages place.
Yeah,
it's one place that like the all age venues are during the day.
Yep.
At night, it's the 21 plus venues, but the plaza stayed open till about 11ish. Yeah. So that's where everybody kind of mingled to until it closed down. So.
It was a good carefree atmosphere, man, just to see a lot of people get together and just enjoy music, enjoy art, enjoy skill, right? Like it was just I think it was just an overall good vibe. I'm glad you said also,
Premium Blend was the band.
Premium Blend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to Premium Blend. But I'm glad you said, Lone, you talked about screw all the negative stuff, which is right. Because at the end of the day, this event was very, very positive.
Yeah.
And it's much needed here.
I agree.
And shout out to Oreo Jones and the powers that be that continue to put this on.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm sure this isn't the end.
It's not.
Even if he doesn't have anything to do with it.
It's been confirmed.
Yeah.
There will be a 4.
Yeah, it's Brookins and Sirius are gonna do it.
Cool.
Word.
So it's not the end. So people, if you want to be on Chreece next year, start planning now. Get your press kit together.
Get it together.
Get your sets together.
Yeah.
Start making those good relationships. Stop being a dick.
Yeah. That was not gonna work too well when you're trying to get at it to a festival.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't get a chance to catch, which I was kind of mad about. I didn't get a chance to catch the fam, what I call the fam set, the cut camp set. I saw a video though. I saw Lone did a new joint off his album that Terry and I pretty much
had the AR.
Yeah, we
A&R
bullied them into doing it.
Yeah. I sat down in a chair and did it.
That's fine. We had to.
It worked.
That's fine.
And then Ace rolled up on a bicycle right next to me.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Shout out
a lot
Ace.
of dope sets.
Yeah.
I heard Pope's set was really nice.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to check that out. Heard Maxie's was good as well.
I caught one of Flacco's joints, one of Ghost Gun Summers, and one of Clint Breeze. So I didn't get this.
He had his band with him too, right?
Yeah, the Groove.
Okay. I saw Sleepy.
I saw Sleepy. I didn't actually get to see Sleepy play, but I did. I watched Kinetic and Rusty through the the window at Pioneer.
Nice.
New Wave was
yeah.
full of energy too. Shout out to
yeah.
them.
Shout out to Kinetic in that suit though.
The full white piece with the cowboy hat.
Yeah. Shout out to Mr.
That JR
Mr.
suit.
Kinetic. Yeah, that
JR from Dallas.
he was walking around. He had a different swag in that suit. So we want to shout out to Kinetic with that 12-piece suit that he had on.
You said a 12-piece?
Kinetic had on. Let's see, he had a tie, dress shirt, pants.
He had ruffles on
suspenders,
his jacket.
Ruffles on his jacket. Maybe another, like a couple vests.
A couple of
couple.
them joints.
He had a white
A
hat.
hat.
What are the joints
Cowboy
that?
hat.
What are the joints that
Spurs.
you
Do you have spurs? Do you have white spurs?
Stirrups.
have? Those.
Some thick and thin
He has-
socks.
He had some of those. He probably had on 4 or 5 different belts. Mr. Connect was getting it in with that suit though.
Yeah.
Yeah. He had his swag was different too. He started talking like, yeah, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like his swag was different. So maybe he was in character. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
It's
that's
possible.
I
came-
think he
I came,
DJs this event every year where he dresses in all
Yeah,
white.
it's an
That
all
suit.
white event.
Yeah.
okay.
He had later that night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I think
came
before.
later that night.
How was it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
Spoolz missed. I think you missed
I didn't
Everything.
all
get, I didn't
of
get
our
down there
sets.
till about 8:45.
Yeah,
8:30.
we had pretty much all going on, buddy.
I was out on a boat all
yeah.
day, hanging
Okay.
out. It was nice.
You got there
Nice.
about 11 p.m.
About that. About that time.
Yeah.
About that time.
First time I saw Spoolz that night. So what up, man? He's like, yo, man, I'm sorry I missed your set. I said, don't worry about it, bro. He's like, where's my badge at? I said, damn, do I have to go
I
get
did
it?
not
Like,
say that. There's
do,
no way I said that.
do I have to
That
go
don't
get
even
it?
sound like something Spoolz would say.
Hey,
though.
I got scared. I was like, damn, Spoolz gonna make me walk all the way down here and get his badge.
He sunned
Actually, what
you?
I said was, I go, give me your badge.
That sounds more like it.
Yeah, Spoolz is savage, low key.
No, but I got there later. It's always good, man, to get down there and see. Because we've all been making music for a while in the city or part of music. So there's
Right.
cats that I used to see at shows every other weekend that I don't go out as much anymore, don't do quite as much music that I don't get to see. So it was good to see everybody. I went and caught Strong Roots, so shout to Strong Roots.
Yeah.
That video
Better
looked
real
Ace had
nice.
his
set.
bike on that set too, didn't
He
he?
did indeed have his bike.
With his mags.
Shout
mag
to
wheels.
Clinic and J.O. opened it up. It was dope. My man J.O., by the way, is releasing a video Friday
Yes.
that I think people will really enjoy off the Grown Man Business album called
Yeah.
Barbecue. It's very,
J.O. was posted up at the plaza.
very
I saw
dope.
him a lot.
Clinic,
Yeah.
shout out to my man Clinic. Definitely, they sounded good. Sun sounded dope. Hodge Prime, Black Eddie. Everybody
Right.
sounded good. And then Cut Camp, yeah, that was fun. I didn't really do much. Just kind of.
Did we have a grit sighting? I didn't see. I
Yeah.
wasn't there. Did we get a grit sighting?
Yeah,
He
he
had
showed
to
up.
be there. He was on the cut camp set.
That don't mean that. No,
He showed up.
Grit's playing 60 bands, so I ain't know.
He literally played at 5 right down the street at Garfield Park. So he got there about
That's what I
around
was saying. Yeah,
7:38.
Grit's. He plays in so much stuff. That's why I literally was like, I don't know if he's gonna make it or not. So we did have a grit sighting.
He showed up.
Nice.
Nah, we knew Grits was gonna show up.
Okay, I know he playing so much stuff, man. I don't know. So
I
shout
actually
out to
had
the homie
that
Grits.
problem at Chreece before. The first two, definitely the first one, I DJ'd for 3 different groups.
Oh,
Yeah.
for real?
So Cut Camp was last, and we ended up going on late
Yeah,
because Strong Roots, the Pizza King stage, was running late,
yeah,
and they were like kind of back to back, which kind of
yeah.
sucked. This year's nice, man. I got to show up and
Do your thing.
hang out, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another thing I'll say about
See
this
some
year.
folks talk.
That this is the 3rd year, and I've been a part of the back end of it for 3 years. But it's I talked to a lot of people that ran stages this year, and they're just like, "Yeah, it was really smooth. It was really smooth.
good.
Everything ran on time." Da 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 da. In the past, wasn't necessarily always the case,
Right.
but
But no, man.
Yeah.
Many thanks to Oreo. Thanks to Sirius and Brookins for taking it and running with it. It's a great event.
absolutely.
3 years in a row for the city, and
Much thanks to Sean for Oreo for dedicating his time to
Yes.
this, because this is not and we know that, but it's not easy to put so much time and effort into things that he's an artist first. Let's go ahead and put that out there. Sean's an MC and a performer and an artist. You know, that's what he does.
Right.
He put Chreece together. It's kind of a labor of love in a sense.
Right.
You know, you don't have to do that.
Right.
You know, so that's
Yep.
much thanks to him.
Definitely
that.
for the culture.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the epitome of what you would call putting on for the culture. This festival is the epitome of that.
Oh yeah.
You know, how many festivals do you get in a city this size? I'm not saying Indianapolis is the biggest city or whatever, but a festival that is strictly for artists here,
Right.
that features artists here, that helps develop artists here. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's, everything is homegrown.
Yep.
Right? You know, you get a few exports here and there, like
Right.
performers or speakers, like, you know, Barber or whatever. Or I think we had a producer that was from Evansville, right?
But it's Indiana. But
It's still Indiana.
Everything's
Yeah.
Indiana.
Right,
I
it's
mean,
still
we
Indiana.
did have
We had
we
Mick
had
Jenkins.
I
Mick-
think Dottie Sachs, is that her name? Dottie
Yeah.
Stacks.
She's from Chicago, right?
She's from Chicago, and then there was a group of
Is that who was on before Cut
MCs.
Camp?
no, that
No.
that they were from St. Louis.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, overall, I mean, it's still Midwest,
yeah.
and all the artists out here in Indy, surrounding areas, this is definitely a wake up call for you to cultivate these relationships with the people that are running with the torch, so to speak, here in Indy.
Yep.
To help move you, you know, in front of more people and get you more exposure, and I mean, just give you the opportunity to do you.
Yeah.
For sure.
The people were out, so you can't say, you know, I'll think about it. I don't know what the crowds are going to be like, or I'll think about it. I don't know if the exposure is worth it, or if the exposure is going to. No, it's not any of that. I saw people everywhere.
I mean, I was telling people that weren't on it that are like out here doing music,
Right.
that even if you're not on it, you should be here
Absolutely.
to, you know, rub elbows with people and different artists. You might pick up something that you never thought about, or you might see somebody else's energy on stage and that might motivate you to do better. I mean, it's all about growing. I mean, there's artists that performed at Chreece that shut shit down, that were performing at like Writer's Block 2-3 years ago, maybe even longer.
Yeah.
And that was like their first time performing.
Yep.
And now to see them on this level and they're able to command a room like that, that's impressive. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
good stuff.
Yeah, no doubt. For sure.
Yeah, I think it's just a good opportunity overall. It's a good opportunity overall, to Terry's point, to just grow. Like my a friend of mine, my homie Pac, he's a rapper. He's from Anderson. I saw him when I got there. I saw him when I left. And I said, what are you on, man? What are you doing? He was like, man, you told me about Chreece last year, and I hate that I didn't go, because I saw videos, I saw this, I heard about this and that. He was like, there's no way that I wasn't going to be here this year. And he had a kind of like a handheld type stereo joint that had speakers on it. He was just walking around. He had his album in there playing it.
Mm-hmm.
He had a backpack full of CDs, like old school, like on the ground. I'm on the battlegrounds, like actually out here.
Yep.
I saw him walking up to people, introducing himself to people. I got inspired. I introduced him to anybody that I knew.
Right.
Like, yo, this is my man. He's nice. He's doing this. He's doing that. And I'm like, that's the lost element. You don't see people that are
Absolutely.
just humble. Like, yo, this is what I do. I rap. I do this. I do that. Take this. Listen to it. Here's my contact information. Here's my website. Here's whatever. Just let me know what you think. I'm looking for feedback. Here, you can listen to it now. Like, everybody that's, to Spool's point earlier, the people that have the YouTube followers, they're too good for that.
Yeah.
Like, they're too good to
They
be
might
like,
have paid for those followers.
they
too.
might have paid for them, but they're too good for that. It's like, nah,
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
And it's, you know,
It's
good to see
I
people
appreciated
that have-
seeing.
yeah,
I like
no
that.
doubt.
I
That-
appreciated that.
that have a good attitude about it, I guess. You know what I mean? And that's definitely an event to meet a lot of people. I mean, literally, I've been doing hip hop in Indianapolis for 8-10 years, something like that. And people that I remember meeting when I first started getting into it. I mean, I remember DJing for Oreo, like just at shows,
Right.
7 years ago.
Yeah.
And, it's just cool, seeing Gray Granite, Jay Moore, all these folks that, are near and dear to me that I don't get to see that often is awesome.
Shout out to Jay Moore. I think Jay Moore, and I always tell him this. He's the equivalent to me of somebody that would be like a really, really dope rapper that was from Indianapolis. That's just
He's from St. Louis.
I'm talking about that's been here, that's been in this community. Like he reminds me of a rapper that would be from Indianapolis.
Okay.
That's like really, really just popular and embraces the culture, even though he's not from here. I don't think he's appreciated enough in terms of how open and friendly that he is and how he supports everything.
Yeah.
I think he is
Do you
appreciated.
think?
though.
I hope so. That's what I'm saying. I hope so.
I
If
mean,
he's
Jay
not, I
Moore
hope
is a
so.
staple.
Good. He deserves that. Yeah, I'm trying to give him shine because I see him everywhere.
Yeah.
And he's always talking to artists, and he's always supporting, and he's always copping something, and he's always, you know what I'm saying?
He's always the voice.
Always the voice.
Yeah.
No matter
Yeah.
no matter the quote unquote climate or whatever the situation is, I just look up and he's always there or he's heading there.
Yeah,
You
if
gotta
you don't
respect that,
appreciate Jay
man.
Moore, you're an asshole.
You can get out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you don't appreciate Jay Moore, man, we pretty much gonna call you an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta appreciate those. Appreciate.
Oh, wait a minute,
Appreciate
you would have got me.
Appreciate it.
You'd have got me
Gotta
if I said
appreciate those PayPals.
appreciate.
To be Pacific.
Got to be very Pacific Ocean.
Hey man,
You gotta appreciate the people behind the scenes. So a big thanks to DJ Metronome. He supplied all the
Yes.
sound for the plaza.
Definitely.
He's obviously worked with me on putting that stage together the last 3 years. Music. This is the Chreece was a benefit for Musical Family Tree.
yes.
So all the people that they had working on the back and for all that, as well. Textbook, JP, tons of people. Aaron from MFT, Rob. Shouts to all those people too. So there's lots of people behind the scenes doing a lot of big things. So.
Indiana Jones.
Indiana
Shout out to
Jones,
shout out to
absolutely.
Indiana Jones. He did a great job of speaking and introducing Barbara at his
Yeah.
G-Note.
He also has the mix on
The
Shade
Drive.
45,
Yes,
the drive,
yes, which is huge when you think about it.
all Naptown stuff.
All Naptown stuff
dope.
on that platform,
Mhm.
priceless.
Yeah.
That's priceless. So yeah, big shout out to the homie Indiana Jones. That's big. I got a chance to see Top Speed. That's always a homie. Genius.
Yeah.
On the tables, man. So on the ones and twos, he's dope.
That's the Jedi.
Man, just sit in awe, man. Like it's crazy.
I think, as DJs, it means something to be able to like work with speed.
Yeah, I almost think that if
It's like a rite of passage.
if
As a
Speed
DJ.
didn't show you something or you didn't learn something from Speed, then
You ain't out here DJing.
I'm not gonna take it that far. But
He just
You ain't
has
about-
he's had a very big reach among us. And
Yeah.
been very influential, helpful, for sure. So I didn't
Yeah.
get to see Speed.
But if
I
that's
always
what you
like
wanna
see
say,
Speed.
Mike.
I don't get to
I
see
mean,
him that often anymore.
that's the stamp though. If he drop a jewel on you, those are those level of guys. You know what I'm saying? You get a Top Speed. If he drop any jewel you can get from a dude like that, you know what I'm saying? An Indiana Jones that could drop a jewel on you, you got to take that and run with it.
yeah.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
shout out
saying?
to the young gun DJ Prince.
Yes, sir.
You know,
I was
he
very
just-
impressed.
He just came off a tour with JD.
He's the
Nice.
opener.
Yeah, he's the opening tour DJ. He's also been with, I believe, Jazzy Jeff on his latest project, the playlist. I think he was out
Yeah.
there.
I hadn't seen him before. I was very, very impressed.
He
Yeah.
did well.
I was very, very impressed. The kid has a gift, man. I think it's good that he's that young and that he's that focused. You and I talked about that
Mhm.
kind of on Saturday. It's like you utilize the opportunities that you get. If there's a DJ school when you're that age, utilize it.
Right.
Right? Like,
Yeah, I wish it was something around like that.
yeah,
when I
like,
was younger.
but it's
And
dope.
he's a academics graduate.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
graduate.
So
So to see that come to fruition is dope. Do we know the name of the hat that we have? I know we got to wrap up here.
It's the tree. Did we had some other music stuff to talk about?
We got Action Bronson, dropped the Dope Project.
Yeah.
Planet Asia and Apollo
Brown.
Brown dropped the project.
Yep.
I don't know if
Buddy dropped Magnolia.
Nice. Okay.
I think it was
I think
called.
Magnolia's been out for a minute though. I think.
I don't think so.
Is it a new one?
It's new. It came out like Friday, I think.
Okay, so he must have dropped another one then.
Did you not hear me say there's no name?
It's the tree dad hat.
Wow. Spoolz was wrong.
No,
I
where's
mean,
the- where's the name?
There's no name on it, but
Yeah.
that's what it's called.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm just saying, man.
Didn't we have something else though? That I forgot.
Mayweather is 50-0.
Yeah, he is 50,
And I just want to say this real quick. It's real strange that people that are like super American and rah was rooting for
man.
Conor McGregor. That's kind of weird to me.
We can
Yeah.
definitely go into that on episode 45.
Yeah, we can go into that later.
Yeah.
funny.
But that's just very weird to me.
Yeah.
Mm.
Am I missing anything else?
I'm
Good.
just a big fan of Irishmen.
Yeah, you like Irish whiskey. What's your fave?
I like Jameson.
Good answer.
Whatever. DJ Spoolz, Longevity, DJ Jay Diff. We are the new old heads. I am Major 7th. BringingDownTheBand.com. No Bad Ideas, Coleman Dental, Printfinity. Please go to BringingDownTheBand.com. We got plenty of stuff going on in our Patreon site as well. Please come join. We got a lot of good, actually great stuff to provide and give out. Hats, raffles, etc.
Shouts to Corey Evans, our latest subscriber.
Big Charlie, we appreciate you, homie. We appreciate you joining the fam and joining the community. This is going to wrap up episode 44, and we will see you next week.
Peace.
Peace.
Holler.
Goodbye.